What's up, YouTube fam? It's your boy KingMarcell, and I'm back with another video. Today I want to check out Do Bad Reviews Kill Companies by Marquise Brownlee. Now, I've been seeing all over TikTok and Instagram and everything that everybody been trying to cancel him based off of what he said about, I don't even know what exactly he said. I guess he was saying something bad about a company, you know what I'm saying? Which he usually doesn't do, you know what I'm saying? I watched a couple of his videos, and even if he doesn't truly like a product, he'll still, you know what I'm saying, point out the good features in it. So for him to outright just be talking mess, I guess, about a company, it probably got some legitimacy to it. That's what I'm guessing. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe up, and hit the notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video. But with that being said, let's get right into this. I really want to check out what is going on, because he seems like a pretty cool, chill guy, nice guy. So, but them to be talking about they trying to cancel him, I don't know. Let's see.
I review a lot of products, right? I've talked about hundreds, maybe thousands of products at this point. But as many videos as I've made about products, there are way more products out there in the world that exist. So the process of selecting which products to even review in the first place is like an art form to itself. Most products are just meh. They're fine.
Right.
Like they exist, they get made, they're fine, whatever. So they have to reach a certain level of interest or being really good to even be considered for a review, or sometimes really, really bad. So there's been a lot of interesting discourse lately on this topic. There will be, some negative reviews, and then a company will eventually go out of business, and then the internet poses the question, do bad reviews kill companies? Do bad reviews kill companies, or do bad products kill companies?
I think it's the latter.
I do.
Because you can't be mad at somebody's opinion. If you made a shitty product and someone just voices their opinion about it being a shitty product, how is that the review's fault? You get what I'm saying? And I get it. Sometimes trolls can come into play and this and that. But if you made a good product, you wouldn't even get trolls, I wouldn't think. You know what I'm saying? Or you wouldn't get enough trolls to where it would affect your business. You know what I'm saying? But if your product is ass, people are going to troll it. People are going to talk mess about it. Not even to talk mess about it, it's just their honest opinion. That's what I hate about the climate of today's the way that society is just everybody's sensitive. It's like you can't tell the truth. If you tell the truth, you are labeled as some type of bigot, some type of racist, or some type of social justice warrior, just because you are going with the norms that we've been going by. You know what I'm saying? Just because we're following human nature. But it's like for the people who's going outside of human nature, they demonize the people who are just trying to, you know what I'm saying, be. And the ones who call out the hypocrisy of the things that they end up saying and doing, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, it's translating over to all of this stuff. When I feel like companies are the main thing we should be judging, we should be having an opinion on, and understanding the ins and out of. Because once y'all find out about what's going on with your birth certificates and everything, you find out that you are a corporation. So you should want to study what a corporation means and understand that if someone puts out a bad product, that, you know what I'm saying, they should be held accountable for that. You know what I'm saying?
I have a lot of thoughts. So two of the biggest examples that have been pointed to, especially on Twitter, were the Fisker Ocean review that I did and the Humane AI pin from a couple days ago. So the Fisker saga was pretty well documented, but in case you missed it, I reviewed a car. I had a pretty horrible experience with it, documented it,
I wanted to see, I had seen the little thing that you put on your vest. We're going to check out a video about that after this, because we're going to check out his review for it, because he's going to speak honestly about it. But I really, because it basically do everything that the phone does from what I can see. Like, we'll get into that in the video. Let's
their review on the autofocus channel. And then a few months later, the entire company appears to be on life support, like likely filing for bankruptcy soon. And now this startup, Humane, they dropped their first product, this pin. I review it. It's not super positive. A lot of people are saying the same thing. And I don't even think Humane is going anywhere, by the way. But I think there is some pretty simple logic we can use to decipher what the real danger is to these companies, which is, do you still get a bunch of negative reviews and then die as a company if the product is actually really good? But let's back up for a second. What is a review? A little pet peeve of mine is I think people misuse or overuse that word a lot. But a review is just somebody uses a product and then just delivers their impressions on whether they think it's any good or not, how well it actually worked, and if their honest opinion is if it's good, then that's the review. If it's bad, that's the review. That's basically it.
That's it.
And so I've been an advocate of good independent reviews for what feels like forever now. But the thing about reviews is if they're not honest, then they're basically useless. I really strongly feel like everything that comes...
getting paid to give a review on something, you're not going to give me your honest opinion. You're just going to tell me it's good. So then, if I, as a consumer, if I look at your face and I'm someone who subscribed to your channel, and you told me, hey, go out and buy this product, you know what I'm saying? I got it. It works great. Everything's fine with it. And then when I get it, the motherfucker fall apart as soon as it comes out the box. I'm going to hold not that company responsible, even though I would never buy anything from that company again, but they already got me by buying the product once. But the person I'm going to hold responsible is the person who told me to buy it. If you knew it was ass, but just because you was getting paid to tell me it was good, you then did so, you are a crook to me, my good sir. You scammed me for them. Plausible deniability for them through you. So, I don't think that's the route that people should go, getting paid to scam people, because that's what it is.
Review, all the consequences and everything that comes around it, everything in the world of an ecosystem of reviews depends on the review being truthful and actually honest about things. So I'll just give an example. I've told this story before, but years ago, I remember I reviewed the first Razer phone when it came out. So Razer, gaming company, they make lots of stuff. They're getting into smartphones for the first time, so they made a phone that appeals to the same target demographic of gamers. So it had a bunch of upsides and downsides. Obviously gaming focused features, so it's got like front facing speakers and a high refresh rate. The battery was pretty big, but also the camera was weak. And I remember the vibration motor was horrible, and I remember calling it out. I remember saying this. Also, the vibration motor in this phone, trash. Straight trash. I'm gonna call myself so you can hear this.
Oh. Sound like damn Clippers. Is that like Clippers?
It sounds broken, but it sounded that way out the box since day one. So that is the Razer phone. Just one of the worst vibration motors I've ever experienced in a new phone. So, okay, fast forward a year, right? I'm at a briefing. It's in New York City. It's for the Razer phone 2. And so they're walking me and some other people through this new phone they've made, and they've got a bunch of changes. It's got a glossy back. They added wireless charging now. The logo glows, and like the speakers are better and all this stuff. And they're talking us through it. And then the guy turns to me and he says, "And Marquez, you got to try the new vibration motor of this phone." And it's such a niche thing, but sure enough, I try it, and it's way better. And that's, to me, that's a big part of what reviews are all about.
Thank you.
That honest
feedback.
That's
the point of the review, is that if it's something that the customer, the people you're selling the shit to, doesn't like about the product, you can then take that review, go back to the drawing board and be like, hey, they saying this, let's fix this so that we can sell more of these. It's not hard, but it's the fact that people want to do the bare minimum. People don't really want to be a service to people. They just want their money. But no, in order to get people money in this society, you have to provide a service. But that's the thing. A lot of people have been getting by without truly providing services for anybody. Just stealing things and then just reselling it. We're going to see how long that shit lasts.
Turned into actually action for the company to make it better. So people who bought the first one knew what they were getting into, and people who bought the second one actually benefited from that. So that's number one. Honesty, obviously, super important. But the second thing is these reviews are also definitely for the people that are watching them and consuming them. So you've probably been in the situation when you're about to buy something and you just want to double check. So you hop on YouTube, you search it up, watch a couple videos about the product just to make sure you're not missing anything. And then you either decide on the moment or later that day, like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to buy it. We've all been there.
Yeah,
that's
I do that
the
shit
reason.
all the time.
That's exactly how this YouTube channel started. Like my first ever tech video was reviewing a laptop.
This is him?
But
That's
specifically,
crazy.
I bought the laptop with my allowance money in high school, and I found a Windows Media Center remote in the PCI slot that wasn't in any of the other reviews. So the first thing I decided to do was talk through it in a video so that anyone else who bought the laptop after me would know about it. So you're thinking about buying a thing, you watch a couple reviews of the thing, you learn everything you need to know, boom, success. But here's where it gets a little bit interesting. I do have a bit of an extra dimension on my hands with these videos because I know that there's no way that every single person watching a review of every single product is one of those people who was considering buying it. I get that comment actually in person all the time. I watch the reviews even though I'm not buying any of this stuff. So I know that a lot of people, in fact, most people watching these videos are actually just here to watch an interesting, informative, good video in general, an entertaining video. And so the way that I satisfy those things is much more subjective, I think. Like everyone has a different way they do it. Everyone has a different target demographic. But that's a little bit of a new dimension. So then I think if we go back to the original question, so can a video kill a company? I'll use the Humane and Fisker examples specifically. The Fisker Ocean was a terrible car. It is a terrible car. I've reviewed about 40, 50 different cars in the past few years, made videos about many of them. This is the first one where I genuinely couldn't wait to be done driving it. Like, it just had tons of problems, bugs, missing features, safety issues. Like, it's just bad, right? So I review the thing. I give people what I feel is a fair assessment that also doubles as a warning not to buy this bad car. So hopefully it's entertaining and informative to the majority of people who weren't thinking about buying the car, but also that it is as honest as possible with the people who are. And maybe a week or two later, the company's stock price is plummeting to an all-time low, and they appear to be like filing for bankruptcy. Cue the internet going nuts, which I guess I get it. Like, obviously it makes a nice headline, like, oh, this review came out and it killed this company. This review bankrupted all of Fisker, maybe. Like, there was a whole Morning Brew thread on how Fisker handled this video so poorly that they're now gonna go bankrupt because of it. Also, there were whole stock investments themed channels saying this was like a paid, promoted attack against the Fisker stock price. Like, it got pretty crazy. But did one review kill the entire
I gotta watch
company?
this review.
I would say to zoom out a bit. I think it's important to zoom out a bit, actually. First of all, I was not the only one to review the car, not even close. And so yes, the stock price did drop after my video, but the stock was in free fall for many, many months before my video too. And if you zoom out on YouTube or in the car review space in general, I was far from the only person saying these things about the car for all of these months. Many other reviewers had been having a plethora of issues, even stuff that I didn't have with this thing. I feel like that might be the easiest way to tell if a review is honest or not.
If
like,
other people are saying the exact same thing about it.
We're all reviewing the same product, basically. If we all have the same thing, so we're all going to find a lot of the same things. We're all eventually going to have a lot of the same upsides, downsides. If there are issues, they may eventually surface. So yeah, they're probably going to agree with each other. A bunch of honest reviews. They'll all say a lot of the same stuff. Oh, and also in the US, the stock price, there's this thing where if a stock, if it's below a $1 for however many days in a row, then they'll get a warning that they may be delisted, and they have 6 months to get the stock price back up over $1. And Fisker had just received that notice right around the same time that I think right before my video came out, actually. And if you're an investor, you're looking at that. That's the type of stuff that really tanks the stock price, if you're asking me. And if you're asking me personally, I literally don't care what the stock price is of any company, of any product I review. I just don't care. And so if I'm talking about a product that will never have anything to do with what I say about the product, And I hope that's not true about other people either. And I shouldn't even have to say this. I'm not invested in any companies that I cover.
But
It's just a matter of trying to make an informative, educational, and honest video review. That's my goal. My only goal is to do that. And I don't have any duty to any of the companies whose products I cover.
Exactly. He don't
It is
owe y'all
only to the people
shit.
watching the videos. So now, okay, fast forward to, pretty recently, the Humane AI pin comes out. A lot of the same stuff, right? Like this pin has a lot of missing promises. The things it does, it doesn't actually do super well. The battery life is bad. It overheats. The laser projector is kind of bad. Like the list just goes on and on. I tried to be as fair as possible and as informative as possible, but I'm also absolutely not about to sugarcoat or leave anything out to protect any company's $700 device with a monthly subscription. Not into that. But yeah, even still, there are some threads blowing up saying it's extra bad what I did to this poor company. And, maybe you could argue, since this is the biggest channel that covered it, maybe there's some extra impact there. But again, I would say to zoom out. I just zoom out again. I was not the first actually even to cover the Humane pin, but I'm also far from the only one to talk about it. And even a little inside baseball, when a product comes out that's this notable or this bad, which isn't very often, a lot of reviewers, it's stressful. You want to make sure you get everything right. A lot of us are literally trading notes and trying to figure out, when mine died in 2 hours and overheated on my chest without doing anything, I thought it was like an issue with mine. And I was texting a couple others, and sure enough, they're having the same things happen to them. So we're all trying to be as thorough as possible and making sure our reviews are truthful.
Right.
And so that's how you get a bunch of truthful reviews. Now you could argue, and I think the guy on Twitter did, that the packaging was too clickbaity, and I totally get that. But I also stand by our title and thumbnail, and especially the end of the title. But keep in mind the dimension that most of the people who see this in their feed and their subscription box have never heard of the Humane AI pin. And this will be the first time they hear about it, and they click on it, hopefully, and then they're delivered with a thoughtful, well-considered, balanced and honest and entertaining and informative video that happens to be a review.
My shit up, basically.
I've reviewed a lot of bad products in my day. You might remember some of them. You might remember the Dyson headphones, or the Red Hydrogen 1, or the Pixel Slate, or the HTC U Ultra. The list goes on. But one thing has definitely been clear and consistent throughout all of this, which is anytime the company goes under, you don't get those bad reviews without the product being bad to begin with, obviously. I have a massive amount of respect and appreciation for people and groups of people who are actually making new stuff, like building products. That's the hard part at the end of the day. And we get to get a whole bunch of new exciting things that might change the world, and that's really exciting. But my reviews, technically, are not for them.
They're not.
All that any honest review actually does is just accelerate whatever was already going on. Think of it that way. Okay, thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Like, these companies are just being bold. It's just like the stuff that's going on in the MCU and everything. Like, they force some shit down our throats and we just supposed to like it. Like, fuck how we think, fuck what our morals, our guiding compass within ourselves, you know what I'm saying, how we feel about certain situations. No, they put it out, we supposed to watch it, and it's supposed to be just that. And that logic, it's just, it speaks to a deeper problem that's going on in the world right now, is that I feel like a lot of people feel like that they are in control of us. They do control all aspect of everyone's lives, to the point where if you give a fucking review, you are a super bad guy that killed the company. Like, what? This is a YouTube. Anything to minimize this YouTube and stuff so that people don't, you know what I'm saying, fend for themselves and, you know what I'm saying, pave their own way, to demonize it. It's like that. I feel like it was killing two birds with one stone with doing that. It blamed their failure on someone else, and it came after entrepreneurs who are like, you know what I'm saying, the hell with these companies who are doing whatever the hell they want to do at the end of the day, regardless on how we feel about the product, regardless on if we even want the product or how it's marketed to us. They don't care, and they just expect us to go along with it. And when we showing them that shit cooked, then they don't throw temper tantrums. But let's see how long they're gonna be able to throw temper tantrums before, like this company did, went bankrupt. What was the other company? I think it was Bud Light. They not doing too good. It's a bunch of different companies. Marvel, you know what I'm saying, that's doing all of this agenda pushing, not doing well. You know what I'm saying? Not doing well at all. So if the trend continue, you know what I'm saying, it look like Hollywood and everything gonna be exposed anyway. And I feel like that's why a lot of this stuff has been being done, because it was an agenda to try to accept certain things before certain things came to light. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. If you guys like the video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe up, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. That being said, KingMarcell out. Peace.